The housing market is pulling back, which is exactly what the Federal Reserve wants. Hey, what's going on? It's Mark Ochoa here. So last week, the Federal Reserve raised its benchmark rate by 75 basis points for the third straight time because they want to slow down buyer demand in the housing market and bring inflation back under control. In general, it can take several months for the economy as a whole to feel the effects of the rate hikes that the Fed has been implementing, but the housing market has actually already responded. Over the last few months, the spike in mortgage rates has already significantly weakened the real estate market. At the end of the day, the Fed wants to lower inflation, and part of that plan involves decreasing home prices. In a news conference last week, Jerome Powell, the chair of the Federal Reserve, said, "What we need is supply and demand to get better aligned so that housing prices go up at a reasonable level, at a reasonable pace, and that people can afford houses again. We probably in the housing market have to go through a correction to get back to that place. This difficult correction should put the housing market back into better balance." So what's the definition of a correction? A correction in the market is a decline of more than 10%, but not to exceed 20%. So that's what they're aiming for. Because mortgage rates have more than doubled over the last year, going from 3 to over 6.5%, we've already started moving toward that correction in Orange County. Through August, the median sales price was down more than 8% from the high in April, and the number of transactions dropped by over 30% year over year. Now, even though the slowdown that we're experiencing right now in the housing market is probably not going to be like the 2008 financial crisis, on a national level, the Home Builder Confidence Index came out last week down for the 9th straight month, and the existing home sales report also came out last week down for the 7th straight month. The current downtrend that we're seeing right now is expected to continue into 2023. As of right now, the Federal Reserve is expected to do another 3/4 point rate hike in November and a 0.5 point increase in December. The more they increase their benchmark rate, the more mortgage rates will increase, which will lower buyer demand. If there's less buyer demand, it will cause home prices to come down even more. It's going to be interesting to see in a few days what the median sales price is for Orange County homes for the month of September. But the median sales price of the homes that have sold over the last 30 days at the time of this recording is $975,000, which is down over 2.5% from $1 million in August and over 10% lower from the high of $1.09 million in April. Whether the Federal Reserve wants a correction in the housing market or not, people still need a place to live and they need to live their lives. And part of life is buying and selling homes. People still need to relocate for work. People still have growing families. And unfortunately, people go through divorce and have deaths in the family and need to sell their homes to pay off debt. Homes will still be bought and sold, just not at the pace that they were over the last few years, as we're already seeing. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. A lot of people are making predictions, and it's very difficult to predict the future, but you can be prepared for the future if you're informed. With that said, if you're thinking about buying and you're in a good financial position and the timing's right for your family, now is the time to prepare and get pre-approved so you can be ready to make an offer when you find something that you like. A lot of buyers that got overlooked over the last few years are actually getting their offers accepted because of less competition, which was the main problem for buyers in the huge bull run that we had. As a seller, since we're currently in a downtrend and it looks like we're going to continue in that direction well into the next year, if you're in a position where you need to sell soon, it would probably be very beneficial to get your home on the market quickly before home values slide further, which is exactly what the Federal Reserve is trying to achieve. Hopefully we earned your thumbs up in this video. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment area. If you want to send me a private message, my contact information is in the section below. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time.